In the busy city of Onitsha, lived a woman named Linda. She was beautiful, with a modeling figure. One could call her Slim Beauty. She ran a business in Onitsha main market, but she had a problem. She was getting old and had no husband. One could hardly tell her real age due to her slim and elegant figure. Linda wasted most of her youth dating a married man, who sponsored her business and her activities. His name was Chief Mike. Everyone, including her family, would ask her, "When will you marry?" This question would always make Linda sad because she was afraid no man would marry her now that she was getting older. Linda kept hoping that Chief Mike would marry her as a second wife one day, but he never did. Even when his wife passed away, he didn't propose to Linda. Instead, he married another woman named Sharon. Before the passing of his first wife, she constantly called Linda to leave her husband alone, but Linda wouldn't budge. His marriage to Sharon broke Linda's heart, yet she continues seeing Chief Mike in secret because of the financial benefit. One day, while walking in the market, Linda met a kind young man named John, who was visiting from Lagos. He approached Linda and told her he would like to know more about her, and he helped her carry her bags. Linda felt excited about meeting John, but at the same time sad, because during their conversations, she found out that John was much younger than her. Because of this, Linda decided to lie to John about her age, telling him she was 28 when she was really 38. John believed her, and they started dating. After some months, he asked Linda to marry him. Linda was overjoyed. She had always wanted a husband, but deep down, she was worried because John was not as rich as she wanted her husband to be. John asked to visit her family with his people, but Linda was scared of him visiting their village house, as neighbors might reveal her secrets and wasted lifestyle. So she convinced her parents to come over to her place at Onitsha to receive her fiancé. She then told John that the road to her hometown was messy and lonely and that anything could go wrong. She also informed John that her parents had accepted to come and receive him at Onitsha. John innocently accepted this change of plans, so they had their introduction at Onitsha. Linda suggested a small white wedding in Lagos, where John lived, again running away from her hometown. She gave John several scary stories of things happening in the East, thereby luring John into accepting a Lagos wedding. After they got married, John stayed in Lagos while Linda continued her business in Onitsha. Linda kept her marriage a secret from Chief Mike because she didn't want him to stop helping her financially. A few months after the marriage, a heavy protest was held in Lagos, then SARS, and John's business in Lagos was affected. He moved down to Onitsha to join Linda. Linda pretended to be happy, but deep down, she was scared. She was still seeing Chief Mike and didn't want John to find out. At this stage, she finally told Chief Mike that she got married. He was furious as to why she didn't tell him at first, but they later continued dating. Linda continued lying to John about where she was going, telling him she had business meetings, but she was really traveling with Chief Mike on weekends. Soon, people in Onitsha began to gossip. They wondered why Linda was still seeing Chief Mike even after getting married. "Isn't she married to John?" they whispered. Meanwhile, Sharon, Chief Mike's new wife, began hearing the gossip too. She was worried that Linda was still seeing her husband, but she didn't want to risk calling her on the phone and maybe passing like the first wife, so she came up with a plan to get back at Linda. She hired a tall handsome man named Stanley to trick Linda. Sharon bought Stanley luxury clothes, rented a fancy car, and gave him a lot of money. His task was to make Linda fall in love with him and collect evidence of their relationship. Sharon gave Stanley all the information he needed, including where Linda's shop was. Stanley quickly gained Linda's attention by patronizing her and sending her gifts. It didn't take long for Linda to fall for Stanley's charm, especially since he seemed rich. They started going on dates, and Stanley secretly recorded everything. He sent regular updates to Sharon, who was pleased with the progress. Sharon then instructed Stanley to start borrowing money from Linda and keep all the receipts. While this was happening, John started noticing changes in Linda. She was wearing expensive clothes and jewelry more often and staying out late. When John asked, "Where are you going, Linda?" she would say, "I'm meeting clients for business," but John wasn't convinced. John became suspicious and decided to search through Linda's things while she was out. That's when he found papers showing her real age. She was 38, not 28 like she had told him. John was angry and hurt. He confronted Linda when she got home, showing her the papers. Linda tried to explain, saying she lied because she didn't want him to leave her, but John felt betrayed. He wondered, if she lied about this, what else is she hiding? John began watching Linda closely, and one day, he followed her. He saw her with Chief Mike at a bar, laughing and having a good time. John was heartbroken and didn't know what to do. He didn't want to leave Linda because he was just starting his business in Onitsha, and without her help, he might not survive. Meanwhile, Stanley was busy collecting money from Linda, giving her excuses about why he couldn't pay her back yet. With the money he gathered from Linda and the payment Sharon gave him, Stanley was planning to leave the country. He continued to pretend to love Linda while secretly working for Sharon. Once Stanley had enough evidence, he went back to Sharon with everything, including videos of him with Linda. Sharon was thrilled and gave Stanley the rest of his payment. She took all the evidence to her husband, Chief Mike. "Look at what your side chick is doing," she said. "While you're spending money on her, she's busy spending it on another man." Chief Mike was shocked, but he didn't say a word to Sharon. He just got up and left the room quietly. Sharon was angry that Chief Mike didn't react, so she decided to send all the evidence to Linda's husband, John. She tracked him down and forwarded the videos, messages, and receipts to John, also telling him that Linda might have had a hand in the passing of Chief Mike's first wife. John was in complete shock after seeing the evidence. When Linda came home, John confronted her about Stanley and Chief Mike. Linda tried to deny everything, but John had seen the truth. "I can't live like this anymore," John said. "You've lied to me and cheated on me. I want a divorce." Linda was devastated. She had never imagined that John would leave her. She thought she could keep her secrets hidden forever. Now, she realized that Stanley had been using her, and she had lost everything. Not long after, Linda received a letter from the management of her business store, telling her that Chief Mike would no longer pay for her shop. She tried calling him, but Chief Mike refused to pick her calls. Linda's business began to collapse, and John moved out of the house, starting the divorce process. The people of Onitsha continued to gossip about Linda. They said, "She thought she was smart, but look at her now. She has lost everything." Linda's life became a sad reminder to others that lies and secrets will always come out, and dishonesty only brings pain. The end. Was John able to divorce Linda officially? Check back to find out.